Heyo, little man. What's going on, everyone? Nick here from Little Man Yugioh, back at again with another video. And this time we are starting a brand new series. Yes, boys, a brand new series for you guys. They're like, is it Amarillo? No, it's not Amarillo's related. I hate to break it to the boys that are coming here for the Amarillos. That stuff is still soon to come. But we got to go over our new series, Trash the Treasure. Trash the Treasure. So some Edison archetypes or some Edison decks or some Edison cards that might have fallen right out of the lifelike, and we're going to bring it back to a whole new power level. But first, we are at 263 subscribers. Thank you so much for all the love and support that you've been giving to the channel so far. We just did our little giveaway, and we just gave away 3 Amaryllis to 3 lucky winners. The winners are in this video right here, the Amaryllis giveaway winners. But please feel free to check out our other amazing videos that we've done so far. I know it's been a little while since the Ribbit Rulers, but let's pick things back up because we need a little break from Yu-Gi-Oh! And Yu-Gi-Oh! Is all about having fun at the end of the day. Please like and subscribe. I'll wait. Great. We should be at 300 by now. Absolutely ambitious. And when we get to 500, baby, we have another prize waiting at the end of the road. So, going over spaceships. What is spaceships? Who cares about spaceships? So, spaceships are a series of light machine monsters that get effects whenever they destroy things by battle or when they are themselves are destroyed by battle. This deck was not really big back in the day, but there's one pilot who piloted this contraption back in 2010. Alex Mitchell was considered the godfather of spaceships, if you will, right? He's playing all the sauce, the Blue Thunders, the Jade Knights, the Lord British, Shining Angels, all that nonsense. But this is not just doing this in Shining Darkness format. This guy taught the YCS at the end of February before Edison format. I believe he bubbled at the Edison event with this deck specifically. Spaceship God himself, the damage step man in his own glory, right? So he's a lot of wacky things going on here, right? But this is also, we got to keep in mind, Shining Darkness format, solemn bribes, bottomless oppression in the main deck, and we're trying to walk in his footsteps a little bit over here. How could we adapt this to modern day Edison format? So is it even good, or could it even be potentially be good? We're trying to make this Lord British Space Fire that has only one printing, by the way, a 50-cent rare to a $5 rare. Let's see if we can do it, boys. So this is the main scraps that I have right now of what I currently working for. Shining Angel recruits you over into the space fighters and the spaceship monsters. J9 was destroyed, routes to these 2 monsters over here. DD Warrior Lady being a good alternative to Angel, as well as Cyber Valley being allowed to convert over the brain control as well. Because we're playing light machine, Cyber Elton has to make its way into its deck. It's a board wipe. You just drop it, it sends everything from the graveyard by Stardust Dragon. And over here, we have obviously the great and powerful Gores. Moving over to some of the other spells too, we have 1 Shrink, 1 Ryoku. For most of these replays, or the 2 replays I'm going to show you guys, Ryoku was at 2 in this list, and I cut it down to 1. What this card does is you could target 2 face-up monsters on the field. You have one of them, and then the other monster gains attack equal to that. So you give positive attack card advantage on cards like Lord British and then T45, because if this card is big enough, it could run through the opponent's entire field, which is really cool. Shrink allows us to gain some battle step and momentum abilities on their turn. It's very cool when you summon British and you have this set and they try to run it over. You pop it, you either get a second turn or you pop a set card. Keyword set card, not just monster, spell, or trap. All right, so we have Sangan, Bottomless, the Call the Haunted, Double D Prison, Double D Dust Tornado, Mirror Roll, Oppression. When I was reading over the profile again, it definitely makes sense to play 2 of this card. It's one of the best Royal Oppression decks in the format, and it might be worth taking down an Eltonins if we could better support Royal Oppression itself, right? Extra deck literally does not matter. Side deck, the anti-Blackwing, I hate Blackwing card, Sirocco himself. We're boarding these in over the little guys because, as you probably see, Deck Devastation Virus is a massive destruction to this deck. Cyber Dragon, Fossil Dynast, Knock Giant, True Nade for big plays, Triple Pull in the Rug for the Frog decks, and then Starlight Road for when they're trying to blow our shit up. So going over to our first match, we have 1 win and we have 1 loss, because we post wins and losses because this is how we learn on the channel, right? We don't win and we don't lose. That's the phrase. What was the phrase that I put at the beginning of the other video? It's I don't lose. I either win or I learn. So we're living and learning. We're winning and learning here in these little moments, right? We're playing its 40 card deck. His name is Handicap Crippen. Handicap Crippen. Well, I mean, like, I'm playing a handicap deck. Like, good look, I'm summoning a 1200 attack gradius monster. So I go first and I set the fort and I pass my turn. He has a whole monster hand with his dragons and he sets and passes. I go to Blue Thunder T45 because this thing is just going to net me so many tokens, and the most important thing is advantage. So I'm trying to push for that, especially since we have limiter removal in the hand. That's going to be our big push later on. Then we're going to set the limiter, and in case he tries to pop over and pass our turn. He goes to Exploder Dragon, but he ended up minusing one himself because this card, whenever it destroys a monster by battle, not it sends it to the graveyard by battle, you just get this free 1500 attack token. So now we're starting to see like the potential in the deck, right? And then we actually have a line to lethal here, right? So we're going to kill this guy right now. How are we going to kill this guy? We're going to go pew, pew, pew right across this guy's face, right? So we're going to attack over with the spaceship monster first. He's going to pull another dude right out of the deck. And I'm going to flip limiter to double the attack of everything. And when Lord British attacks and destroys a monster, he can attack again and again and again and again and again. We're just blowing through all of his monsters, and he says, I'm dead. And I'm like, yeah, you are. All right, so moving over into game number 2. Could the dragon player draw a little bit better? I don't know, but I know that this deck it shows that it could be solid for pushing through recruiters, especially T45, since we got a lot of advantage with that. We open double Ryoko, which makes me want to go one Ryoko, one Shrink. Having these good battle traps in the deck is pretty important. It sets 2 passes. We still have Blue Thunder because we have no reason not to. We decide to attack right into the set. That's the Mirror Force because he knows he's going to not trade favorably with the DD Warrior Lady. Now he goes to it with the Master Dragon, and then the Master Dragon attacks, taking us down by 1400, sets and passes. We draw Royal Oppression, and this Royal Oppression is going to do some works later parts of this game, right? So we're attacking for 300. We're just gaining another token right from the deck. We're regaining the card advantage again. Blue Thunder, this card is very impressive for how it's able to gain advantage through the battle phase. And we set 2 cards and pass because we want him just to randomly start dust tornadoing shit. That's the most use that Ryoko is probably going to get this game, which is fine. And then Blue Thunder is going to attack in again. And guess what? We're getting these more of these just free tokens. Free tokens. And then we set Angel Pass. He goes to Gold Sark. He Gold Sarks with the Future Fusion. So I'm like, all right, now we know to keep this Royal Oppression as live as we can, right? So we start switching things into attack and just started barreling through things. Because we have no reason not to. We have all this free advantage. This Blue Thunder is giving us way more tokens than it should. So we're really seeing the potential. We're seeing why Alex Mitchell was a champion back in the day. And we're going to try to be a champion in 2023 going to 2024 by kicking people's asses with this shit, right? So, and then DD Warrior Lady clashes, and then we set one, and then we pass. He does tornadoes that one. Not bad. We take that because it's not Royal Oppression. One turn to Future Fusion. He has Draco. Draco is going to run over that for 200. Review White Knight and pass. So we got to make sure that this card does not come back because White Knight's going to be a very difficult card to deal with, especially since we can Ryoku over, but we draw Hannes, so we don't really care anymore. We're going to go to Ryoku and do it on the Victory Viper and then do it on the Drago. I was playing this card initially because I wanted a card that could destroy like Black Whirlwinds and Future Fusions and stuff like that. But it only gains 400 for its other moves. It's just like not a good card. It's not like Lord British. I don't even know why Alex Mitchell played this. He might not know what I'm knowing. But hey, I digress. We're attacking right into the Warrior Lady, trading favorably with it, but then we're able to attack over the Quakimu Draco, which allows us to get over 2 monsters at once. And then we're able to attack in just for the freest 3,000 of our entire life, which is great. So we're going to set Ryoku pass. He goes MST. He draws MST, which is insane top deck. He goes to Torrential to Field, right? And he's got like a decent rating too, like 684 is a respectable rating. Goes to MST, targets the set Ryoku. They get back to Future Fusion, playing around the Mind Crush, which is a very heads-up play. We Future Fusion, we flip that Royal Oppression so fast that you can't even stutter, and then he passes the turn. We draw Warrior Lady, which is a fantastic pickup on the Royal Oppression, but we're going to summon the Fossil Dyna just so we know that he cannot summon out the Master Dragon to drop the White Knight on us. That would suck. So we're going to make sure that doesn't happen, summon that. We have Sangan, so we can play harder into Mirror Force. That's okay, so we attack with both. And then we have Honest DD Warrior Lady to make sure that we get the last bit of damage. Really does not matter at this point. But Fossil Dyna getting run over by the Draco, of course. And then the next turn, he reveals White Knight. Who cares? We top a Lord British, and this card is about to run right through the entire field. So we go summon it first because he's going to deep prison. I'd rather have him deep prison this, drop Honest, and then obviously he's going to just do a badillion damage right on top of there. Very cool showing for the deck going up against dragons. And next, we're going up against Blackwings, right? So Blackwings, not a fun matchup to play against. Not a but he was playing like Jars and Recklesses. The man wanted to get the Black Whirlwind, and who could blame them, right? So he's activates Black Whirlwind, and I just roll my eyes to the back of my head because I'm like, oh, this nonsense again. So he sets a few cards and then is able to pass his turn. But going for first, and then I summon XXO3 because I need to out the Black Whirlwind. I don't even care if he has Clued in hand. I believe he searched Bora, which is reasonable to follow up. So he has to read a lot of these cards. No sweat. So then we go to attack, and then we just limit her right there because we need to out Black Whirlwind. But obviously, even limiting it means that we're getting juiced it right there. But that's okay. We'll be able to go Eltanen, main 2, and then just wipe the rest of the field. And then we just pass our turn there, which just sucks, right? But he gets collude, and then that gets that. I was just never in a position to win, unfortunately. And this is after this match where I just kind of cut Ryoku out of the deck. So we tried again, right? Let's see if we were able to blow through, at least not just start hitting up back row, right? Which is what we need to do here. We decided to attack over. And the game is lost because he drops Collude, and I just decided to pick up my cards, and we go over to the next one, and we just board a lot of these cards out, right? Because we got to board in these Rockos. These Rockos are going to be the things that grant us the victory, and we drew 2 of them out of the 3. My goodness gracious! So we set 2 and pass. We wanted to think that it's that, but and Econ was a card I was trying for a little bit because you could take their tokens and just run things over or switch things to a defense and attack through. It definitely has some merit against the Blackwing matchup because you're just able to have your weenie dudes attack over without having the fear of Collude. So it might be worth pursuing or exploring at that point. He gets the +1, good for that guy. Sets and passes. I know some of this Rocco. We just gain attack on the Rocco, and then we attack. So super cool gangster stuff. No harm, no foul. We're just pushing him for 2,000. He has more draw power for upstarts. Decides not to flip Reckless, which is crazy. Well, I guess it looks like he is flipping Reckless. My apologies. Summon value attack. And then he goes over to Collude. I don't care. That's completely fine. And then he decides to set and pass. And then we just summon out the T40, the XXO3, knowing that he's probably has an Icarus attack back there. And look, there's Victory Viper doing nothing once again. God, this card was so awful. But that's what you get when you play 1,200 attack machines. Homeboy just drops Dark Armed, and then he decides to set an attack. I hit the book. But we have the out because we have Ryoku in hand. Then we have the out again because we have Smashing Ground. Might make sense to Ryoku here instead of Smash because he could have just top deck another dude. And I think that's exactly what happens here. Oh, well, he can't top deck, excuse me, because he's under, what's his face? But man, dude, there's a lot of double Ryokus in my hand. What are you going to do, though? What are you going to do? Blackwings. All right, so he's going to attack over. We're going to take 2,000. We just need to draw a guy. And we drew brain control, which is a guy. So essentially, Sirocco just won us that game there. But showing the power of Sirocco being a side deck card and worth considering. If your deck just has trouble against the Blackwing matchup, had Dark Bribe in this side deck for a little bit too. This card sucks, don't play it. But this is where we live and learn, right? So we set J Knight. He's not seeing J Knight yet, so we're at least able to not get totally destroyed by Blackwings going off. But he has to blow this Collude, and we're able to get this nice little Blue Thunder into our hand. Blue Thunder is going to trade nicely with the Bora, which is very, very nice. And then I just turn it over the end phase, forcing him to Reckless Greed on my turn. Draw for turn. Then I go do Teeth. And this guy has a high rating, too. I can't believe he's playing Thunder King? Dog, what are you doing? And then we're able to get a token for 1,500 attack. We smash in for 1,500. And this is where I wish Starlight Road was Dark Bribe because this game would have been hella over. Instead, he has Dark Bribe. And we get him Mind Crush, and that card's gonna lose us the game. So, what are you gonna do, right? But we have econ, right? So when an attacked there. No, that's bad. But we attack over with Honest, and we get Honest out of the deck. But we have Honest being one of our main game players. I know that I could deal an insane amount of damage with just like this. So we try to Honest right here, right? We Giant Trunade. And then he declares that, chains that. It sucks so hard. We're gonna attack over, try to econ the defense. We're just gonna get the option to just summon the other token and start attacking for 1200. Some token play in this. It's interesting how it gets pluses all the battle phase. It's just like it feels like this deck is just a better Gladiator Beast deck. At least it feels like that to me. We Prism over the Soraka. We just don't have like enough damage to start supporting and pushing through, which sucks. That's like a problem. We draw a Call the Haunted like one turn too late. What are you gonna do? But we still need to attack in for some damage because like if we don't, we're gonna lose. So we draw, and he's on the Cyber Dragon. Fun fact here: you cannot Chimera Tech tokens. So that's the one thing is that this machine deck at least is a little bit more resilient towards the to Chimera Tech itself, which is an interesting thing at the end of the day. It has a lot of cool gadgets and toys, but like we know this guy's just bodying us. We're getting body left and right, and he's Book of Moon. He's gonna get Ick Attack set too. We're trying to call the Haunted, call back out the Shining Angel, so we could at least try to attack for it. And then we go right into another Shining Angel, right? Because we could top deck our way out of this and just mow through this entire field and win the game. We draw Ryoko, which is if we went for a like a British, this game is over because we would have been able to Ryoko half the Chimera Tech, gain 1,000, and just mow through the entire field and attack for game. But we pro heavy the guy. He decides the Ick Attack, targeting the two cards that are going to be destroyed, and I don't have a monster, and I lose. So, yeah, I mean, like it's unfortunate, but if we do top deck a monster here, we still win the game. We drew Smashing Ground, which sucks. And then he attacks for another 2,000, and unfortunately, we got Cyber Valley and his Brain Control, and then the game is just over from there. And then we draw Lord British, like. Then he would have mowed down the entire field, right? But Ryoko is definitely like a better card than say like United We Stand or Mage Power because those cards require you to have other cards for it to be powerful. While this one is a little bit more flexible within that amount itself. So that's Spaceships, Trash to Treasure. We're gonna try to make this work, boys. We're trying to make this deck. We're gonna take it to a tournament. We're gonna try to like, top with it, just so we can make Blue Thunder's $2, these $1, these like $5. That's what we're trying to do. There's never been a Spaceship deck that has topped yet, and hopefully this will be the first one. So please like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what you think about these type of videos. Trash to Treasure, new series. Hope you all guys enjoy and have a great rest of your evening. Peace. Have a nice day.